I would like to share with you today about the virus infection. In this case, the virus is dengue fever. As we know, when I open up the newspaper, when I see patients died from dengue, sometimes I feel that is in fact preventable. What is actually dengue virus? The problem with dengue virus is there's no treatment, and when the patient is being admitted to the hospital, the doctor could only set up a drip to prevent the patient from rehydration, and in case the patient lost too much blood and go into shock, at least they have an open line for blood transfusion. So from my past 9 years experience, most of my dengue patients, they recovered 100% just by using DXN GL. I'm proud to tell you that why DXN GL is so effective in dengue treatment. Let us look into the problem on dengue. What is the problem? In fact, the virus of dengue fever, they destroy a lot of minute blood vessels in our body. So when you are bleeding inside, our platelet will be used to cover the bleeding point in our body. So therefore, eventually, when you have a lot of bleeding point, the platelets will be used up to cover all the bleeding points. And eventually, you use up all the platelets. Our normal platelet range is about 150 to 300. But when you use up all your platelet counts and your bone marrow does not get the signal to produce platelet fast enough, therefore patient can continue to bleed. Now, so when our platelet drops and the patient continue to bleed, and that is the cause of patient die from internal bleeding. To treat the root of the problem, we have to eliminate the virus. How to eliminate the virus? We can give DXN GL, which contains a lot of polysaccharide. And polysaccharide, it can increase the interferon level in our body. So when your interferon level can be increased rapidly, that means our immune system can be enhanced in a short period of time. Therefore, our white cells can eliminate the virus in a very rapid time, and at the same time, our polysaccharide D6, it can stimulate our bone marrow. So therefore, you rebuild all the platelets in a very short period of time. So therefore, now the solution is, when you have a good immune system, you remove the virus. At the same time, you stimulate your bone marrow to produce enough platelets. Therefore, your platelets can be raised in a short period of time. So I have a few testimony, and in fact, there was one lady. She was in the hospital for many days, and her platelet dropped from 122 to 9 in a short period of time. And doctor gave her about 11 pints of blood. But it's just like you're pouring water in the sand, and the platelet cannot be raised. So she was quite fortunate that day. I was visiting a friend in the hospital. So when I saw she was in a critical condition, I just advised her to take some this GL, and she would happily accept it. And she took about 10 capsules every hour. And the miracle was, after she took about 20 capsules, that means in the second hour, she already felt that she was quite energetic. She could walk to the toilet, and in the next day, by the time she took about 70 to 80 capsules, her platelets was raised. Now from 9, and then increased to 48, and then slowly increased to safe level, and she was discharged from the hospital in a short period of time. And of course, the family was very thankful to me, because number one, we have helped them to cut the medical costs. So this is the solution to dengue fever. I hope in future, if anyone who has this dengue virus infection, by all means give them high dosage of DXN to enhance the immune system and also to rebuild the bone marrow so you can save lives. After the patient has recovered completely from dengue, in fact, this is my discovery. I noticed that a lot of patients, when their health is not so good, for example, they already suffer from high blood pressure, and the problem can be aggravated. Why? Because when they had dengue, the virus already damaged most of their microcirculation, and a lot of bleeding point has been covered with platelets. So you can see that microcirculation is very sluggish, and that can aggravate their high blood pressure problem. Even a healthy person who has suffered from dengue fever, they will also suffer a little bit on high blood pressure. So what is the management? We have to clear the microcirculation by giving them algae at the same time. So we can start them on algae and GL both together with our secret formula 1246. First week you give them 1-1, and followed by second week 2 pairs, and the third week 4 pairs and 6 pairs, and maintain that 6 pairs of RGGL for a longer period of time till their blood pressure is normalized. And of course, if they can consume some codipine and morinzi, that will help to improve their condition, because codipine and morinzi is able to balance the pH in the body and to reduce the stickiness of the blood, and that will prevent blood vessels related problem. Thank you.